Black Swan Media Studios, deep inside a secret underground bunker. We're speaking to freedom-loving patriots from all around the country and the world. Welcome to the Resistance. This is John Crump, live.
Yeah, Kurt pretty much nailed it, but when the background is so obvious that you exactly know who it is, that's usually who it is. We are joined today by Paul from Legally Armed America, but first, let's say hi to Rich.
Crumpy!
What's up, buddy?
Same old shit, different day.
And we have Paul. Legally Armed America.
What's up, guys?
The one, the
How's it
only
going?
Paul.
Going good.
Should I start? Hold on, before we get into everything, let me just do this really quick here. Actually, we're gonna wait a second. Anyway, so how you doing, Paul?
I'm good. I'm doing all the normal rock and roll lifestyle stuff of a big time YouTuber. I'm washing some clothes, doing some laundry right now. I'm babysitting my son. I have to go cut some sausage up for supper in a little while. So yeah, just living the life of a rock star. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I had to do a PowerPoint presentation.
So
make one.
I don't want to say who I was talking to earlier, but I was telling him, like, yeah, my contract's up on the 23rd. He's like, oh, so are you going to go like full-time content creating? And I'm like,
joking.
Yeah. I didn't know that was a choice we could make.
If there was any potential, I mean, if we took a look at my one channel with the $5 a month earnings and my other channel with like the $50 a month earnings, yeah. I'm like, obviously I'm not doing it right.
Yeah, you're playing some pretty good games right now. If I don't beg for subscribers to people to resubscribe, I will consistently lose subscribers all week long.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh yeah, because my one channel I flatlined for a while, and then yesterday I seemed to get like 20 or 30 subs. I'm like, I don't know what's going on with that.
I've told Rich this multiple times. Mm-hmm. Like I'll go where I get like no sub for like 2 months, and then all of a sudden I'll get like 2,000.
Yeah,
doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I've and no doubt your views are the same, your watch hours are the same, or
views actually go up.
Yeah. But you have fewer. Yeah, that's
and then all of a sudden they all pop up. I have no idea why.
Yeah.
Well, you had it, John, where you contacted them. It's like, hey, what's going on? And then all of a sudden, next day they released.
Yeah, like there's something going on, and they're like, oh no, nothing. There's nothing going on.
Yeah, right. But nevertheless, we don't pay our bills. At least I don't pay my bills off of YouTube money, so it's all good.
Yeah, and I'm in a situation where my burn rate's pretty freaking high. I got to get a really good paying job.
I don't have a high burn rate.
Compared to what? Bill Gates? What are we talking about?
I'm El Cheapo. Well, not El Cheapo, but
not. We know you don't leave your basement, but your wife does, and she spends money.
Yeah, but my wife she doesn't spend a lot of money.
Dude, all right, I'm just going to be quiet.
Yeah, don't go there, Rich.
You're going to make up some shit about...
Nope. You don't have to say anything, bro.
All right.
Look, there's no end. Like, my wife knows, and I knew my contract was up on the 23rd. I'm like, hey, we got to, be prepared for not getting renewed and blah blah. I'm in a good financial situation, but so it's like I'm like, hey, let's go to Belay. She's like, no, I don't want to go to Belay. We need to save money. It's like, oh, by the way, I hired a guy to pressure wash everything for $300. I'm like, what? I'm like, and they didn't pressure wash part of the house, and I'm like, my pressure washer, the gas got gunked up in the carburetor. It's $15 for a spark plug, carburetor, gasket kit, and filter on Amazon. I'm like, what? Let me just order that and see what I can do, how it comes out.
All right. So I got a couple different things here. So let me just go ahead and hit this here.
Breaking news!
Breaking news!
Yeah, there is breaking news. Gonzala versus the Hochul the Supreme Court decided it denied writ of cert in that case.
So that was about the, I want to say Affordable Care Act, the Concealed Carry Improvement Act.
Yeah, that was background checks and ammunition and yearly inspections.
Oh.
Of
yearly
FFL
inspections?
by the state police of FFLs.
Of what?
FFLs.
FFLs. Oh. Oh, so not only does the FFL have to do whatever the ATF says, but then the state police can come in and, rough them up.
Yeah, so that was denied. I got a video coming out like at 6:05 on that.
But who are the attorneys bringing this to the Supreme Court?
Paloma Capana.
So you're talking some heavy hitters. So it's obviously they didn't write a bad brief, right?
I know Paloma. Well, Sotomayor refused to bring it. Then Thomas stepped in and demanded that it be heard, that they consider it. So there you go. It was just denied. Not really sure why.
Wow. Oh, Range Bros TV. What's up, man? Oh, wrong one.
Yeah.
So I was actually having a conversation with Dark before this, and can I sell a polymer jig frame and tools?
No.
Okay, so nobody can sell them. P80 can't sell them. Nobody.
P80 is still selling it, but they decided to press forward, hoping that they win.
So, because I'm like, between injunctions and cease and desist and whatever.
All the injunctions are stayed until the 16th.
Okay.
They have until tomorrow to submit briefs as to why the injunction should be stayed. The government does. It's an administrative stay right now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wow. Paul, are you keeping up with this crap?
Man, a little bit. I've got so much other stuff I'm working on right now.
But it's see, this is the thing that I find crazy. As even like me, you, and John follow this stuff. We eat, drink, and sleep this stuff. But it's tough to track.
I track it.
Yeah. And how is just a regular gun guy that isn't totally plugged into this gonna follow?
Yeah, that's the hard thing, right?
Well, that's why they should subscribe to us, right?
Well, yeah, but still, I mean, compliance with the law should not be so complex.
Yeah, well,
it should be 7 p.m. on a Friday. There's a new rule.
Or on Fridays because they don't want me to have a good weekend. They want me to have to do something every Friday night instead of being able to relax. They never want me to relax, Rich. That's the whole entire thing. I'm convinced that the whole entire plan is to make sure that I never get to relax.
No, you don't sleep, so why would you need to relax?
But you still need to relax. Like, I got so much to do. That's the first thing. But I do have another announcement I'm going to make in a second. But first, Paul, how are you doing?
I'm good.
You've written a book before, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
It's called How to Make a Monster, right? It's a great book. Anybody who hasn't read it should read it. It's a great book. Talking about books, I have a surprise. My book comes out on November 1st. It's going to be in select retailers, including some Barnes and Nobles, on Amazon, a lot of different places. The Kindle version is already up for pre-order.
Oh, cool.
Nice. Congratulations.
Is there an audiobook?
The audiobook is not done. There will be one, but it's just
Audiobooks, it takes longer to put an audiobook out than it does to write a book.
Man. Because you got to pay for someone to read it, and it's expensive, and it takes forever.
There are very strict requirements too. Background noise, you have to have certain decibel level of background noise, or they won't accept it. It's a pretty tough road.
Oh wow, I didn't realize that.
That's why you need to have someone at the studio do it.
Yeah, we got Dan Bongino's book, and we got on audiobook also, and we listened to my wife and I did a road trip recently, and it was funny because Bongino read his book and he went off script and added commentary in areas, and it was kind of fun because it went off script. Because somebody like Mark Levin, when they read their book, it sounds very mechanical. It doesn't sound very fluid, and it was just so much more fun when he went off script.
Well, that's why I'm going to have someone else read it.
So, Crumpy, what's your book about?
Gun creators, and I had to cut it down because it was originally like 800 pages.
Can we talk about who got kicked to the curb?
Yeah, a couple different people got kicked to the curb.
So Eugene Stoner's out, right?
No, Eugene Stoner is still in there. How dare you? No, Eugene Stoner is still in there. A couple of different people that got kicked out, and nothing against these people, but just ran out of space. Maybe there'll be a second edition. The signed copies. The first person, Ronnie Barrett. Sorry.
Well, he sold the company anyhow, so what the heck?
Yeah, and Phil Ludi. There's two other people that I really wanted in there.
Is Ludi still alive, or
no? I think he's dead.
So Ludi basically did the homebrew fully auto submachine gun in the UK.
Yeah. Okay. There will be signed copies. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to charge like $5 to cover shipping. Profits are not that good on it. Paul will tell you.
So you're not making any money on it.
Yep.
I'm surprised you can ship for $5.
Well, yeah, it's in a media mail. You can send the media mail. You can ship. It's like $4.95.
Yeah, with the post office, there's a book rate.
Yeah, it's like $5.05 to ship through media. So I'm going to charge $5. So the hard copy I'm going to sell for $30. If you don't want to sign, you can get it for $25 off Amazon, Barnes and Noble, whatever. And Kindle version is $9.99, which is available for pre-order, and the paperback is going to be $19.99, so $25 sign.
Cool. And how will they get the signed copies from you? Is it crumpy.com or?
Yeah, I'll put it out there. I got a website. I just haven't built the website. I was going to see if I could hire you to build it.
I charge too much.
Yeah, I figured that. It's higher for me on fucking Fiverr to do it. I just don't feel like doing it.
Let me tell you what happened with mine just here recently. I had my website that was originally being hosted on GoDaddy because a friend of mine builds websites, and he will never charge me for any of the work that he does. And because all I needed was a shopping cart type website, I went ahead and built it myself and put it out on GoDaddy because I didn't want to ask him. Because again, I knew he wouldn't charge me. I've been selling my book for 2 years on that website. Apparently somebody complained about it enough to where GoDaddy took my website down.
I just went. It's up now.
It is up now?
It is, yeah.
Howtomakamonster.com is up?
Oh, well, legallyarmedamerica.com is up.
Yeah, no. I had a specific book website.
Oh, okay.
And it's like non-existent anymore. Well,
yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that was the case until my office called me and told me something's not right. I can't get into the book account. I was like, what? I get to looking, and in the meantime, I'm like, well, at least I have Amazon who's selling it, right? Well, guess what? Let me share this with you. This will make you laugh. these guys took apparently how did it go? Apparently they showed that my inventory was at 0, which it's not, but they counted it at 0. So what that did was made my book unavailable brand new through Amazon. And this is Amazon's actually getting sued for this right now. Not by me, just a class action. So what they did was, although my book is still available on Kindle, if you look over to the other side.
Yeah, I see it on Kindle.
Okay, see the other side? It's asking $124 for a $14 book. My book sells for $14.95 on there. So that's $124. What Amazon does is it has an algorithm built into it.
Oh yeah.
That if somebody puts a book out there for sale, this is a guy that took my book in Arizona and he posted it for sale as a used book, which is kind of disappointing. That didn't want to keep my book, but he posted it for sale for resale, and because it's not available brand new on Amazon, and because my website is down, this is the only way to get a copy of the book. So their algorithm goes up periodically. It was $120 last week, and it's $124 already.
Oh my gosh! There's one for $255.
Is there really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the Amazon. It's an automatic algorithm they have built in there, and they're getting sued for that because what these book sellers are saying is that Amazon is indirectly jacking the price up via their algorithm, so it's making it hard on them to make any money because people won't buy the book because it's too high, too expensive.
Now, is it only certain books?
I don't know. Actually, an attorney who has my book is the one who told me about it, and he sent me the link of the lawsuit. He said, you might want to get on board with this one. I said, well, I'm just going to get my website fixed is all. That's what I'm going to do, because I was selling it for a little bit cheaper on my website because I wanted people to save the money, not pay the Amazon rate. But, some people just prefer to use Amazon. So, yeah, I'm like dead in the water as of about 2 or 3 weeks now with my website being down. There's nowhere to buy my book, and I can't get Amazon to take that 0 inventory off of there.
And you have a 90% 5-star rating.
Yeah, if you read my reviews, they're pretty good. I mean, I know you know that, John, but I would certainly encourage people to go leave reviews, because before my book became unavailable on Amazon, except for $124, it was a high selling book on Amazon. I mean, the reviews really, really push it to the top.
Yeah.
And it's available for free on Kindle.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, you're a Kindle Select?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm doing that too. Yeah, the mastersoffirepower.com will launch sometime within the next 20 days.
Nice. I like the title.
And then you'll be able to get it a signed copy from there. Or you can just contact me and I'll hook you up for whatever. The copies are on their way to me to sign. But yeah, it's a long book. It's 525 pages.
Wow.
Of information about not every, a lot of gun guys. Crump just paid Rich with 5.7 ammo.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I have less than 1,000 rounds of 5.7 ammo.
I just ordered more 9mm today. Ordered another 1,000 rounds. So now 20K rounds of 9mm.
I bought 4,000 rounds of 9mm and 1,000 round ammo cans, but it doesn't run in any of my pistols well. But it runs fine in the MP5 and any
124 grain. Oh wait, you don't have a binary in there, do you?
Wait, I don't have what?
A binary in your MP5.
No.
Yeah, with the MP5, if you run a binary, you have to run 124 grain. Or the binary just ain't gonna work. Which is kind of interesting.
We haven't talked about the FRT, have we?
I haven't spoken with you guys about it lately.
Yeah, but so I'm kind of surprised. Does what is the organization NAGR? Do they have good attorneys, or it's venue or attorney?
It's okay. The like the biggest thing. I'm not gonna say they don't have good attorneys, but I think the biggest thing that they had going for them is who they got, the judge they got assigned to the case.
So it was really the venue that got them relief, injunctive relief.
Yeah, I mean, dude, that judge, Reed O'Connor, freaking loves the Second Amendment.
And he knows his stuff. He fully understands, and
You can tell he's a young guy.
Yeah, oh yeah, and I'm reading that what was it, like 38, 39 pages, his decision, and I'm like, oh yeah, if I was the attorney on that case for Rare Breed, I'm like, yeah, what he said. It's like, because the whole case is written out there, like why it should be legal and the reasons. I was like, crap, that's like serious scholarly work. And quite often what happens when a judge does this type of stuff, it's not the actual judge doing the work, it's more the judge directing
It's a clerk.
a clerk of the court to do the work. And so either the judge is wicked smart doing all this work, or he's got a wicked smart clerk doing the work that knows the Second Amendment inside out and all the particulars, not just the legal aspects, but the mechanical aspects of something like an FRT.
Yeah.
So pretty impressive.
Yeah, I mean, it really is. It really is impressive. I do have to say that Reed O'Connor, you can tell you can tell he's a young guy.
Oh yeah, yeah. And then you balance that against, what was it? Was it Washington State where they did the magazine ban, and they like quoted Bruin as to why they can ban what I would call standard capacity magazines because they're dangerous and unusual.
They quoted Heller saying it's dangerous and unusual, which is not exactly true, but whatever. That's going to get overturned. It's just just a very, very hard road.
Well, when you compare, somebody that like scholarly knocks it out of the effing park, and then somebody pulls crap out of their butt, another judge, and you're talking, basically peers that are making crap up on the fly to make 30-round magazines illegal and claiming that they're dangerous and unusual.
That's so stupid.
Yeah, the amazing thing, there was an argument in Chicago where they're like, unusual does not mean that it's not in wide circulation. I'm like, I looked up the definition of unusual, and it said, and the definition was like, in wide circulation. I mean, unusual is, and it was like not in wide circulation. That's what the definition was. I was like, Webster's would disagree with you there.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of mental gymnastics on the anti-gun side going on as far as judges that agree with this stuff.
No, I got to show you this picture. I got to find it. I don't have it with me, but I took a picture in front of a sign. It was like no guns, including concealed carry guns. And I'm standing in front of the sign. And the reason why I'm standing in front of the sign is because
you're concealed carry.
I reject their logic and replace it with mine.
Right. So I went to a men's group church dinner last night, and all I did is talk about guns to the guy next to me.
Yeah, I went to it was really funny. Like a couple of years ago, there's a guy in my neighborhood named Jeremy. Actually became friends with him, but he lives like two houses down from me. And with a block party, and went to the block party, right? And he's like, oh my God, you're John Crump. I was like, yeah. And my wife's like, don't talk about guns if we go here. The guy started talking about guns. He was like, "Oh yeah, I was like, live right there." He's like, "I'm 2 doors down from you." I've never realized that. He's like, "I gotta go show you my stuff." So like, I gotta go. He's gonna go show me his guns. My wife's like, "Oh God."
Oh yeah. So
Yeah.
my wife. Well, actually, your wife. Do we talk about what your wife does, or we don't talk about what your wife does,
My wife does.
or for who?
My wife is yeah. We can talk about that. I mean,
Because I was just gonna say my wife has a carry permit, and only when things go boom in the world does she get all concerned or start actually on body carry. So she's like, "Oh, where's my gun? You got to put it in my safe in my car and blah blah blah." I'm like, "Okay, well, like,
my
which
wife
one of your
is
guns do you want?"
my wife is trained.
She's a trained assassin.
I wouldn't say she was trained assassin. I'm just saying she's trained. She knows what the hell she was doing. So yeah, my wife is she is a officer, not for the police. She's she went to college on the GI Bill and stuff. Actually, she had the GI Bill, but she got a scholarship, so she didn't even go to college on that.
Oh wow,
So my
cool.
kids do my GI Bill, but yeah, she is about 2.5 years away from retirement.
Wow. Dang.
Yeah. But
Does that mean you retire when she retires?
no. I mean, dude, you know I do. You know how much I work for my day job. And the hell I retire from that. I work like. Okay, I'm not gonna say it in case.
Yeah, don't do that. Paul, does your wife carry?
Days
No.
every 3 months. Actually, probably 2 hours every 3 months.
Don't dox yourself, John.
I'm joking. I don't. I work a lot more than that. I work 40 hours a day.
Every day.
Every day.
Yeah, my wife doesn't carry, and she won't.
Oh,
She's had the training, she's got the guns and all that, and she just.
Yeah, my wife won't either.
And it drives me nuts.
I mean, it's just my wife's always with me. So.
I mean, I work remote. I'm home. I mean, when my wife and I go out, of course, I'm carrying. But yeah, I wish she would, intentionally carry. I mean, she has it in her car in a safe, which isn't readily available.
Right.
And I think the whole big thing about protection is having something readily available.
Yep.
When she goes to when she goes to work, when she has to actually go in, it's a secure location, and they actually do search the cars every once in a while. So.
Oh gosh. So all right, I've once been to. So I work for a global corporation right now, and until the 23rd, and part of going on site is consenting to your vehicle being searched, down to them dismantling the vehicle. So when I was on site, I was in a rental car.
They prohibit guns there?
I don't recall that being a thing. But it's interesting. So yeah, I did go on site once for a week, and I don't recall them saying no firearms.
Yeah. Yeah. I work from home, so I'm also a Fed, so there's that.
So yeah, I do. Well, actually, the home defense 50 cal would be what Walter brought to Iraq Veteran, which was the 12-inch barrel suppressed with subsonic loads. that was going off like a 22 suppressed with subsonic. I was like,
that was so sweet, man. I mean, I honestly, I fired it and I was like, did it misfire?
right. Because
Yeah.
I brought this. We had that next to it, and it's like blowing people's hats off. People were there's one video I got with Dark, and there's somebody shooting. They had like a tank break on I think it was an AK round it was firing, and that goes off. It's like a damn cannon, but it's just loud. When that goes off because of how the brake is ported, it's 4 ports. It's blowing. It's like a tsunami. Literally, it blew my hat off. I was standing next to it, and somebody was shooting, and I was like 45 degrees away from the barrel, and my hat just went flying. So yeah, I got video. I'm not going to post it because it just makes these guys look like jerks. But they were complaining like, "Ah, you got to move away. What are you doing?"
I'm not telling them to go F themselves.
And it wasn't even me shooting. It was I was just standing there.
I'll be like, well, I can't hear you. My hearing's kind of
What?
is having issues.
Well, I only shot my gun once because the ear pro I had like moved a little bit. My ear was ringing afterwards, so I'm like, all right, I'm not even gonna shoot it.
Yeah. Yeah, that kicked like a freaking mule.
Well, it's not as far as 50s go. It's pretty moderate.
Yeah, I mean, have you fired these Barrett semi-automatic?
Yeah, I fired the Barrett in one of these right back to back, and the Barrett kicks harder.
The semi-automatic or the bolt action?
Semi-auto.
I don't know, man. I thought the Barrett was a little bit less.
I don't know who has a Barrett, so we could set it up.
My friend Rob, my attorney Rob Olson. You know Rob Olson?
Yeah. Well, I don't know him.
No, but I'm saying Paul does.
Yeah.
His law firm does like a shooting day once a year.
Where they do that at?
Out at like the Asian American Society, something like that. I don't know.
All right.
But yeah, they're friends with those people, that organization. So
those people? What was that, John?
Those people, members of the organization.
You people.
It just sounded so funny.
Mm-hmm. So I go out with those guys. It's like Mike Census was out there. Ben was out there last year. Eric Pratt was out there with us. JP. Do you know JP? One of the federal lobbyists?
I don't think so.
Dude, you got to get, man. These are all my gamer buddies, man. We all play games. I hang out with the Gen Z people of freaking GOA.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. They invited me to go camping with them, and my wife was like, if you go camping with them, they're going to think you're one of their dads. Why would they think that? They're like, because you're old enough to be their dad. And then Mike Sensor was like, well, he doesn't act like a boomer. Like, I'm not a freaking boomer, man. Or Gen X.
Even I'm not a boomer.
But like, he acts like one of us. But yeah. So my crowd at GOA is like the Gen Z people. But yeah. Who was? Yeah, Mike Census was at the IB 88.
Yeah, there. Stephen Williford was there with GOA, so
Yeah.
that was fun. I brought his book. I'd ordered his book on Amazon. I got him to sign it at Iraq Veterans, so that was cool.
Yeah, Steven's a great guy, man.
Yeah, nice guy.
Yeah.
Oh
Steven.
wait, you've met him, yeah. Paul, you at least met him at the gathering because we were all together.
Oh
at the
yeah,
gathering.
yeah. I know Steven.
He's a really good guy. Steven's good. Like all the GOA people are good. As Paul
Yeah,
would
I
say.
agree.
Including the
DD
Louisiana
Luminous.
State Director.
We're about to have a actually Saturday, our election for our new governor.
Talk about that a little bit.
Hopefully next year we will get constitutional carry in the state of Louisiana. We have some really, really, really squishy Republicans here. So I wonder if Landry is elected, most likely be a runoff. There's a bunch of people in it, but Landry is the better candidate. GOA's actually gotten behind Landry as Attorney General for Louisiana, and he's really a good candidate for governor. I do think he'll win even if there's a runoff. He's popular enough and has done he's actually, anytime you notice any of these AGs that get together and go after some of these anti-gun bills and things that Biden pushes through, Jeff Landry is always one of the AGs that are a part of that. So if we get rid of which we are getting rid of our Democrat governor, he's termed out, and get Jeff Landry in there, we will most likely get constitutional carry if our Republican leadership doesn't bow out of it, knowing that it will get signed into law if it goes to the governor's desk. You know how that works. They may just opt not to let it get there
Like
for
Florida?
whatever reason. Yeah, exactly.
Well, now Louisiana, there's open carry, right?
Oh yeah, we have open carry. Yep.
So it's pretty amazing because actually, oh gosh, this guy passed. I know a district attorney from Monroe he passed over the summer, but he was like, well, anybody 18 years old could strap on guns and walk down Main Street.
Yep.
He was a blue dog Democrat, and so it wasn't really a thought in my mind that in Louisiana you don't have constitutional carry. I didn't realize that was the case. In Florida, we don't have constitutional carry. We have a concealed carry permit, and we also have permitless concealed carry.
Yeah. We essentially have constitutional carry until it gets cool enough to put a jacket on over here. Then you don't. You open carry the rest of the time of the year, but then it gets cool enough to wear a jacket, and now you're concealed carrying, and you're doing it illegally if you don't have a permit. It's the stupidest thing in the world. Essentially, putting a jacket on makes you illegal in Louisiana. It's absolutely stupid.
No, I wasn't a gun guy when I was living in Monroe, Louisiana, but I heard that if you were in your car and had your gun with you, you're supposed to have it visible.
No, that's more of a that used to be
mythology.
Yeah, no, that's not Louisiana.
Oh,
you can have anywhere you want in the car in Louisiana.
Right,
in fact, it's kind of weird, but you have, I think, more freedoms without a concealed carry permit in the state of Louisiana, because if you have a concealed carry permit and you're pulled over by law enforcement, you have to declare that you have it. If you don't have a concealed carry permit and you have a gun in the vehicle, you don't have to tell them shit. So it's the stupidest thing in the world. It's so crazy.
Yeah, and that's something I didn't think about. So when I travel, I make sure where I'm going has reciprocity. Like I drove up to Ohio once, and I'm like, okay, every state I'm going through, I got reciprocity, so I can carry. But then the next part is like, if you get pulled over on a traffic stop, do you have to let the cop know? And not like I have a problem letting a cop know or anything. Like it's just you get a little nervous or whatever. You get pulled over for speeding, and it's like, let me get my license and registration, and it's not something front of mind.
Yeah, it pops up on their screen.
Honestly, I don't like letting them know, because I feel like it makes them nervous all of a sudden. And you're like, why are you nervous? I mean, I've already been vetted,
Yes. Yeah.
If they get nervous, they want to disarm you. You mind if I disarm you for a minute? I'm like, it's a friggin' speeding ticket,
Yeah.
And I had,
I'll say no.
Right.
I do mind.
I got pulled over probably about 10 years ago. And at the time I was carrying a 1911, and it was an STI 1911, a very nice 1911. and told the guy I was carrying. He asked if he could disarm me. This idiot takes my gun out of my pocket. Out of my holster. About a $1,700 pistol. Takes the magazine out, puts it on the side, and holds it like this as he walks back to his vehicle. And I can hear the magazine scraping on the slide the whole way. You can tell this guy's never owned anything but a Glock his entire life. And the beauty of that whole thing, which, by the way, it didn't scratch the gun. I guess that's a testament to STI's finish on it. But this was the cool thing of it. About 5 years later, this guy and his wife contacted my company, which builds custom in-ground swimming pools. And he wanted a pool. So we go through the bid process. I built in there the cost of the ticket. They decided that they wanted me to build the pool. And as I was finishing the pool, I said, Gary, do you remember pulling me over about 5 years ago on Goche Road? He goes, I pulled so many people over, blah, blah, blah. And so I said, yeah, you pulled me over. And I said, you actually gave me the ticket. And I said, it cost me about $280. Oh, man. Well, just that whole I'm just doing my job thing and all that. I said, shoot, no hard feelings. I said, I just built it back into your bid. And I said, I got my money back out of it. And he laughed, real jolly laugh. And I'm not laughing. And he said, you really did that? I said, you damn right I did. I said, I didn't feel like you should have given me a ticket. I said, I thought it was foolish. And I said, you took my magazine out. And he goes, now I remember you were the guy that was carrying. He said, I don't disarm a lot of people. I said, yeah, man. I said, what's up with that? And he said, you really built that in my bid? I said, you damn right. Now, I already received final payment from the guy, so he couldn't take it off. But I got my $280-some. I didn't build any more than that. I just built the $280-something into the cost of the pool. So I got it back. That did make me feel better. I'm not gonna lie. It's funny I laugh about it, but I did feel better to get my money back.
For sure. But now here's the thing. They tag you on the insurance also, right?
No. You get forgiveness. Like I don't have a bad driving record. That was like the one ticket I had gotten in quite some time. So it was like a one ticket forgiveness thing. We don't have points on our licenses down here in Louisiana. You just get so many tickets, and at some point your rates go up, and then they'll take your license from you. And that was the only ticket that in fact, since then, it's the only one that I've had on my record. So, it didn't affect me there at all. It was just the cost of the ticket that bothered me.
Okay, then.
So if Gary's watching, just sharing the news, Gary.
Enjoy your pool.
Yep. That was so funny. When I told my wife that, she goes, you really do that? I said, you damn right I did. I said, I was so pissed off when that guy, because I was so nice to him. So nice. I wanted to tell him something so badly when he was rubbing that magazine on the slide. But I was like, no, I'm going to be nice. Maybe he won't give me a ticket. Well, that didn't work. He gave me a ticket.
See, did you like it that you could actually say, hey, look, I got back at you?
Oh, yeah. That made me feel good. Like it was almost useless if he didn't know that I got my money back.
Yeah.
So I felt like I had to tell him, not his money. I don't think he really cared. You know what I'm saying? It was his money. It ended up being his money, but he didn't get my money, I guess is what I'm saying.
Yes. Oh, that's a fun story. Because it's funny. I don't know. Like, I know cops. Okay, my landscaper's here. I heard a lawnmower. Like, cops you run into, a lot of them will say, oh, no, I've never written speeding tickets. I don't do that. And I'm like, I don't know if that's just a thing you say.
Well, this is a state trooper.
I just want to bring up something. Rich always gives me a hard time, and yet he has a landscaper.
Wait. Do you mow your own lawn?
I said that yet you have a landscaper. We're not talking about me right now.
I got 1.25 acres of property.
We're talking about you.
Yeah.
You have a landscaper.
Yeah, so?
I'm just saying. Who's Mr. Hoity-toity now?
I do my own pool work. That's why it's green and leaking and needs a new pump. And lights. Paul, what are you doing tomorrow?
What am I doing? I'm not going to Florida.
I changed my own oil. Oh, you don't need to change your oil because you haven't driven 5,000 miles yet in your car.
Me?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm at like 20K, man. What are you talking about?
Wait, you guys are gearheads, right?
I
We
like,
are
I like cars.
talking about cars and
I'm not
whatnot.
going to spend $300,000 on a effing Mustang. It's stupid.
Let me show you
Where'd that
guys.
come from?
Look at what
Are
I
you
just
saying
had.
Paul bought a very expensive Mustang? Is that what you're
No,
saying?
no, the new Mustang is $300,000.
That's what I just bought.
Oh, I saw that in social media. What year is that?
79.
And what engine does it have?
The 403.
Be right back.
Okay.
The 6.6.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm really excited. And look, this is kind of weird, but it's true. I bought that car 2 weeks ago, and we're going to a really big Halloween party this weekend. I was already going to be Bandit from Smokey and the Bandit. I have the felt hat, the Bandit leather jacket, and all that. And then I found this car, and I'm like, this is fate, man. So that's my accessory for my costume.
You know where Burt Reynolds was from, don't you?
Florida.
Jupiter, Florida, my neighborhood.
Oh, really? He was in Jupiter?
Yeah, he had a ranch down the road from me.
Okay. I knew he played for Florida State.
Yeah, and he had a little airstrip also.
Okay. Yep. One of my favorite movies of all time.
Oh, gosh, yeah. I watched that. So we got, like, HBO. I don't know how old I was, and I had to have watched Smokey and the Bandit 30 or 40 times at least.
Yeah.
Because it was always on, and it was, fun to watch.
Yep.
Yeah. So now is that carbureted and all right. So that has the HEI ignition system.
That's going a little too deep for me. I don't know what that is.
Yeah. The big distributor cap.
Yeah. It's got this guy who had it. It was actually originally a collector up in Dallas had it, and a guy that lives about an hour east of me had it shipped down here a couple of years ago, and it's just been sitting in his shop. It's never been outside. And the guy put some Flowmaster pipes on it, and then he took the original tips of the exhaust system and attached it to the Flowmaster, so it still has the original look, but it has that low-end growl of the Flowmaster system on it. So I saw the message. No, it's not the Bandit edition, but it's about to be made into the Bandit edition. What I mean by that is the main thing that the Bandit edition was you had all the gold pinstripes like around the rearview mirror. It surrounded the windshield, surrounded the car windows, surrounded the wheel wells. Well, I have a guy down the road from me that he retired and just sold his paint body shop, real successful business. He's retired now. And I texted him last week and I said, hey, I bought 3 rolls of the pinstripe. And I said, I want to make it into the Bandit edition. I want to, do that to it. I said, do you know anybody you trust to do this to a classic car like this? He said, dude, I'll do it for free. Said, bring it to me. He said, I would love to do that. So he's going to take it this weekend after I bring it to the Halloween party, and he's going to make it into the Bandit edition. So other than that, it's the same. One cool thing that
beautiful
this owner did was that he the old rims and tires were small. They didn't seem small back then.
Right.
Rims and
By
tires have gotten, people you put bigger stuff on. This guy there's a company called Year One where they make stuff that looks like old stuff.
They make
the Eleanor
reproductions.
Right. And great stuff. It's high quality stuff. But this guy bought a bigger rim and a wider rim so it accepts a bigger tire. And he's got like some of the Nitto tires on there. If you look at it, it looks normal. But because he actually gave me the original rims and with tires on them. And I put them up next to it. And I'm like, this thing would not look the same without it. So I was glad that he did that he upgraded that, the tire system and the rim system, because it looks so much better. But it's still the honeycomb, the gold honeycomb look and all that kind of stuff. But this thing's nice. It's got one tear in the leather, about an inch long on the passenger door, and the rest of the leather is all perfect. 108. It's only got 108,000 miles on it, and it's 44 years old. So
that's awesome.
Wow, that's very cool.
I was like a kid whenever I was like, really? What's wrong with it? It's got a slight transmission fluid leak, but I actually have it in the shop now. The guy's replacing all
that's easy. That's what, a turbo hydromatic 400 or 350. But I could rebuild those in my sleep.
It's 403.
403. I know. Okay.
Well, the transmission, it could either be a 350 or 400.
Yep. The most 79s are 400s, right?
It is.
Probably.
Yeah, but the guys, he's got it at the shop now, changing that out, so it'll be good to go tomorrow or the next day.
Since we're talking about cars, I'm going to play my favorite opening scene of any movie with a car movie.
Okay. I know what this is.
Have you seen this, Paul?
Oh, what, are you kidding me? How many times have I seen it? As a kid, this is one of my favorite movies.
The opening scene is... Why do I keep on going back to a partial screen? I don't know. It keeps on going back to partial screen for some reason. Listen to that. Can you guys see it?
There's no video yet. It's black.
Why is there no video? How about now?
All right, now it's...
Look at that. Beautiful car.
Which model Countach had the front wing like that?
Well, it's the first model, because the first model in the United States, you had to have a front bumper, and the original Countach didn't have a front bumper.
Oh, it was too low? Is that?
Yeah, so they had to add that. They had to add that because the front bumper was too low. So that's why they had to add that.
What was amazing is cars like that were so rare. You would never see them. And now, like in my neighborhood this time of year, you go downtown, you wait a couple minutes, a Maserati, a Lamborghini will just roll by.
I see them all the time in my area. Let's listen to that car, man. That Lamborghini just...
See, I'm just thinking about 6 two-barrel carburetors and tuning it.
Well, I'm just gonna back it up here. But this is the awesome. Just the best part about it is the sound. The LP 400S, beautiful Lamborghini. I would love to have that. Most people, when this movie came out, have never seen one.
Right. You're right. Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, you get this. Listen to that. Yeah, I was. Somebody tracked it down and bought it.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but they had a front ring on it because the front bumper was too low.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to say it, there's cars I just don't want to own, and that's one of them. I wouldn't mind riding in it or something like that, or driving it for a day, but I don't want to own that. That's just a maintenance nightmare.
Yeah, but if you can buy that car, you have enough too.
Yeah, but
that's right.
Keeping it running right. You know, I kind of like a car that just runs all the stink time, no problem.
Well,
like my Toyota Hybrid.
There is a place around here called Loudon Exotics, and they just work on. They don't sell anything. They just work on exotic cars.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's where Randy Savage used to bring his Koenigsegg. They're the ones who did the twin turbo on it or whatever.
See, that's something I just don't want to. Can you imagine doing something like that to one of those cars? That's a stupid amount of money. And even like I had a 924 turbo and I did some custom work on it, and it just you decrease the reliability, the drivability and reliability anytime you're doing custom work on the car.
Yeah. Oh, Paul, know what I saw the other day?
What's that?
Coming back from DC, and there was a McLaren P1 in front of me.
Yeah, Crumpy called me.
Nice.
My wife was like, oh my God, that car is so beautiful.
Your wife said that? My wife wouldn't even know.
No, I said that. My wife's like,
Oh,
what's the big deal about it? I'm like, that car costs like 5 of our houses.
Yeah,
3 of our houses.
stupid money.
It's like a $3 million car.
yep. If you can find one.
And somebody was just like driving it down 66. I was like, dude, I would be so nervous. I would pay like cars to drive around me. God, no one would hit it.
Oh yeah, that's look. I've got a Genesis coupe, and we're talking as a pretty budget friendly car. 3.8 liter 6-speed manual. But I mean, I park it across the parking lot, and I still get door dings, and
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, I can tell you every ding on that. I'm like, where the heck did that come from? I know where it came from, when it was, and I'm like, damn. I'm like, how can somebody like say just even $100,000 or $200,000 car drive it around,
Right.
and not lose their mind?
Yeah, that is true. Buy your own machine shop first. That might be a good idea. Yeah, the Ferrari on my F40 is one of my favorite
when you
cars
think
of all
about something, I remember I was driving with the Porsche Club at Bridgehampton Racetrack, and there was an F40 that wrecked at Bridgehampton.
I would have cried
when I was out there. And think about something like the 959, which was like crazy unobtainium, and now many $200,000 cars are beating it.
Yeah. True. That is definitely true. The ninth.
Oh, Walter just sold his. I forget what it was. What if Walter Keller's watching? He's going to be mad at me. But he had like one of those Oshkosh military trucks, and he just sold one.
No, really.
Yeah.
What was the Porsche that Paul Walker died in?
Oh, that was a Carrera GT, I think.
Yeah.
That's a phenomenal car.
But it's really hard to control.
Yeah, I mean, because it didn't have. I don't think you had any traction control or ABS or any of that stuff. So yeah, there's like I actually got into some off throttle oversteer in a more vintage 911 once, and I was able to collect it up. But most of the time, if you got off throttle oversteer on a 911, you're hitting something bad.
Have you ever seen the pictures of that wreck?
No.
It is terrible. It's really terrible.
Ooh. All right, Ruby Rich has a really bad one. And notice he switched my sleeping picture out for Dark's sleeping picture.
I saw. This is Paul. This is what ended up with Paul Walker's car. Let me just get it right up here.
So I got to drive an original 911 930 4-speed, and that was phenomenal. Oh my.
That is what you call non-survivable.
Yeah.
Man.
That's insane, right?
Yeah, that's tough to look at.
Yeah, it's a.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Jerry Seinfeld is a big Porsche guy. Apparently, he's got a building in Manhattan with all Porsches in it. Yeah, the 911, the original 911 or 930 was a 4-speed, and you would go 0 to 60 in first gear, like 60 to 85 in second gear, and after that you wouldn't look. I mean, it was But driving around like town, the throttle response was horrific because of the big turbo. Like something you would do in any normal car, like a U-turn or something like that, you'd be able to hit the gas and have enough clearance. In the 911 Turbo, you'd actually be hitting the gas. There'd be no power, no power, no power, and then, and then it'd go. So it was it was a really wild ride. The interesting thing about the early 911 Turbos is that owners of those cars, as soon as they came out with the sequential turbo system, they were trading in the cars and buying them. And then they were bringing them back to the dealer because it didn't have that crazy acceleration. It was a faster car, but had a linear acceleration, but didn't have that like shot out of the cannon feel.
Yeah, look at that.
Ooh.
Guys, I'm gonna have to get out of here. I gotta wrap my video up for tonight.
All right, yeah, I gotta get it going too.
All right, Paul. Thanks.
I want to get one out for America. 1 hour from now. So
1 hour from now, the views on Legally Armed America.
Yep. And I see a couple of your guys in here. Johnny for sure follows my stuff, so I know he'll be on there in a little while. So good seeing you guys. Sorry I missed y'all in Iraq veteran thing, but I had some other stuff I had to tend to, so I'll catch y'all next time.
All right.
Maybe we'll figure something out for the gathering if y'all want to.
Sure. Yeah, that sounds good. You going to SHOT Show?
Yes. Yep.
You guys have fun.
All right, guys, y'all take care. We'll see you guys later.
It's not on my list, so therefore I'm not going.
Bye, fellas.
See ya. If a SHOT Show was in my basement, I would go.
Yep. We know, Crump. You got it forced out of the basement. You got to get evicted. All right, well, I'm going to change a carburetor on a pressure washer.
You go do that. You can follow Flying Rich at flyingrich.com. _official on Instagram, Flying Rich. And also, not only Flying Rich, but Flying Rich Firearms on YouTube, where you guys can go. What I want you guys to do is go to just flag any video in this channel and see if we can. No, I'm not just joking. Don't do that.
Oh, make sure you subscribe. I think Joe broke 3,000. So Shooting Gallery.
Yes, Shooting Gallery. Go ahead and subscribe there. There's the issue of my new book and my video on John Crump news debuts in exactly T-minus like 30 seconds. So I'm going to go ahead and jump over there. If actually, you know what? I'll do something here.
Transfer.
Yeah. Just give me 1 second, guys. I'm going to set it up to redirect everyone. So if you want, if you don't want to, that's fine, whatever. But I'm
gonna ask Joe if he broke 3K. Is Joe in the audience?
Joe broke 3K last night.
He did break 3K last night? Okay.
Yeah, he broke 3K. Yeah, so it's gonna be, you're gonna be redirected to my live video in a second. So if you guys want, you guys can just hang out and you'll get redirected over there, or you guys can just go. But whatever, I love you guys, and we'll see you tomorrow with a guest that we probably don't have scheduled yet, but that's fine.